guys, it is Tristan with Nnewsstand, and me and Bianca are back for another Bad Ideas, and we are going to dive into Webtoons again. I'm so excited to talk about Zatanna. I didn't know this came out till yesterday when I seen Clint Geekery did a video about it, and I emailed you immediately, and I'm like, Zatanna is out. Bianca, Zatanna is out. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It took about a week, but I finally have access to my Tappa account now.
But it doesn't have Zatanna, so it's not as cool.
No, but like I had to send you the stuff. I still have to send you the stuff.
I
lost my account.
How did you lose your account?
My older phone had the account.
Oh, so you had to get your login.
Yeah, like for some reason the internet, it just won't, get access to the internet anymore. And I'm like, but I've been using you for months and you had no problem. I just woke up and this happens. And then every time I turn it on, it restarts itself like 5 times.
Oh no.
In a very extremely long way. And it told me online, just erase all your data and that should fix everything. And I said, okay. And so all my 100 plus tabs are deleted and everything. And it's I can't get those back. And that didn't help at all. So I had to put everything to my new phone. Took about a week. I contacted support. I was like, there's no way he's gonna get my account. They're like, we found your account, but there was an error. And I'm like, what did I do? They're like, for your email address, you put .con, not .com.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And the thing is, like, I made like 5 new accounts to find out if I'm still like quote unquote alive on this freaking app. And, I finally got everything. I switched the email address. Everything's fine. I don't have to have a mental breakdown anymore.
Yay!
And then I had to do the same thing to Webtoon. I was like, okay, do I know my login for Webtoon? And I got it like on the second try. And I'm like, yay!
That's not bad. That's not bad.
So I read it all like last night at like 12 in the morning.
What'd you think?
I'm so hyped. But, because I had to switch, the account from like my older phone to my newer phone on my Webtoons, they're like, sorry, you can only have 1 link to this account. And I said, okay, fine, just switch the link. I'm not using the older phone anymore.
Right.
That deleted all my coins.
What?
That deleted all my coins, so I couldn't read ahead.
No. Well, I read ahead.
I knew it too. I'm like, I bet she's gonna read ahead like last time.
I had to. I only read 3 chapters ahead. I was like, I'm only going to read ahead till I see a little bit of Constantine, and then I'll be happy. So at least you'll be happy to know there is good things coming. I liked this. I liked it a lot. But I will say the Vixen webtoon is still my favorite. I love the Vixen webtoon.
I have to finally catch up now that, I have my webtoon in this phone.
I mean, the funny thing is I like Zatanna better generally as a character, but the writing on that Vixen one and having the little cameos and, couple little hints as, Bumblebee and Beast Boy. Yeah, that's kind of what made it so much more fun. But this one is very good. It's different, and I want to know where they're going with it. Like, basically, in a nutshell, what we've seen so far is Zatanna. She's 21. It's her 21st birthday. And she's transported back in time by, I don't know who that villain was. Do you have any idea?
It's Jack the Ripper.
Oh my God, not that villain.
Zatanna and Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, I know that's Jack the Ripper. I mean, the one that attacked Zatara.
Zatanna. Wait, Zatara, the female villain. The villain. Does Zatanna have a mom?
I mean, not really.
Maybe this is. I had a feeling that maybe this is a long lost mother or a long lost girlfriend of Zatara's.
Or like I thought maybe it was Madame Xanadu, but I'm like, no. Like, or maybe Cersei.
It's Wanda, of course.
Yes, there we go. Of course it's Wanda Maximoff, that little crazy girl.
But she didn't realize that you can say spells in Spanish, so which I find kind of weird because it looks like that she and Zatara had like some sort of history, and I'm like, but you don't. No, wait. She said you can also do backwards spells. I think that's what she said.
Right.
So she might have already known that there was a thing.
I wonder if they're gonna twist it up somehow, and maybe it's in an original character because it doesn't Maybe it's
That'd be
Cersei.
kinda
I don't.
cool.
I think it would almost be better because my DC brain is going, "Who is this chick?" I'm trying to like place it,
But
but
she looks so so magical. Like, looks so unique, though.
yeah, and she
I know
does
DC
kind
has a
of.
lot.
Well, she kind of does have that like Scarlet Witch energy a little bit. Like I get why you said that. I think you're right. I think it's going to be an original, and I don't know that it's going to play an important role because, like you said, the main villain is Zack the Ripper. What the fuck?
Zack. It's Zack Snyder, of course.
Of course, it was Zack Snyder all along. We knew it after what he did to that DC characters. Oh my god. Jack the Ripper. Like we know this and she got away once. Like I don't know. I love how they're like, "Are you a prostitute?" Like what?
Oh my gosh, I remember.
Like I get it, that's that time period where there was like ladies of the night and that was his thing. But like that was their first assumption, this girl wearing these crazy clothes. She's definitely a prostitute, right?
There's like, "Is she a magician? Is she a prostitute?" And I'm like, "Take your pick." But it
I
ain't a
know
prostitute.
I know how she's like, she tries to explain it. She's like, "No, I'm not a prostitute. Wait, I'm not against that." Like, like digging herself deeper in a hole. And I wonder if this cat, like, I love the inclusion of the cat, is going to
Kitty.
be able to help her in some sort of weird way because it's like, cats don't really follow people around. Maybe it's just put in there to be cute, but like, cat's following her around while her magic's not working. And I like how her magic's working like exactly opposite of what it should be. Instead of actually transporting her, it's transporting things to her. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, I remember, when she finished her magic act for people. Uh, sorry, I just got a notification, I'm staring at it. That when after she did her magic show, taking a rabbit out of her hat and all that stuff, and then, she was trying to get herself to speak, and there was a blue cloud, like, phew! I love the colors in this.
Oh
That little
yeah.
boy was like, "I don't think I like magic anymore," and I'm like, "Were you really traumatized?"
Yeah, like
People were
she
thinking
couldn't
like
get
he
him
was
to come
the
back.
devil or something also?
He's like shaking there. He's like so dark, so cold. Like where the
No, this
fuck?
is this is when she was in the other time period.
Oh wait, maybe that was in the
That was a
you didn't
flashback they showed.
see the second flashback? I may have just kind of.
No, the other flashback where she was at the birthday party and she
Right,
made the kid
right, right.
disappear and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure he's traumatized too, though.
Yeah. He's definitely traumatized. But like her dad saved her. So like, I mean, I get it could be worse. I get she's afraid of that stuff, but um I get, yeah, she's 21. Like it's time it would have been had the timeline continued. Been time to, kind of strike out on her own. But she can't because she's stuck in 1888 to be exact, and she's only able to bring stuff. I love how the first thing she actually brings back when she says home is like a home cooked meal. I thought that was like kind of awesome. But can I please
No.
tell you just a little bit of a spoiler to how
Yeah,
John
of
comes
course.
back?
Give
Okay.
me all the
Okay.
spoilers.
All right. Well, they're not together. What's going to have to happen? I think my theory here is John's going to start seeing stuff disappear and realize that something's going on and he can't get a hold of Zatanna and then put two and two together because she accidentally takes his BLT at the end of the 6th issue or episode or whatever, Webtoon. And I think that's what they're going to have to do because John's in 2022. So he's going to have to figure out a way to either help her from 2022 or go back to 1888. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. But this one is weird to me as compared to like something like Wayne Family Adventures. Because this one feels like
It's a more serious story.
Yes. Not only that, but it feels like there's going to have to be a definitive ending. Right? Like,
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I hope the Red Hood webcomic is like that as well.
It drives me crazy? I love these webcomics. Every single one of them has been good. But they never tell you when they're out.
Nope, they will never say. They will say when it happens.
But why don't they announce it like, So you know how DC their YouTube channel will do little minute or two ads about a new book coming out or something like that. Why aren't they advertising this shit? It's really good. Does Webtoons advertise at all?
Yeah, as long as you don't have ad blocker.
No, I mean I guess they do have a channel too. And they do their own kind. Yeah.
I believe there was a trailer that came out for it on Webtoons on their channel.
That maybe I just missed it, but I never know. Same with the Vixen one. I wouldn't have known unless I think it was Fun Kids and Skits in my chat that day that said Vixen was out when the Johnny Depp trial was still going on. This one I seen from Quan Geekery. I should be hearing these things from the company creating them. Market, maybe it is my ad blocker. I don't know, but market your shit. I just have to randomly check and see if the Red Hood one's out. What are you guys doing here?
Being fun.
Being fun. Super fun. I can't wait for that one. But this one, had a really, what did you think of her design? Because they kind of gave her a little bit more 2022 design.
For Zatanna?
Mm-hmm.
Really? This isn't the design? Oh, well, no, her coat is usually very small, much smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, and she's kind of got shorts on instead of underwear. They're more like booty shorts.
I didn't even notice. To me, it looked the same, except the trench coat was bigger.
And her hair's not black. It's
it has some highlights.
I like it.
I like it too. I love the highlights.
I thought they did a really good job of taking that design and kind of I don't know, updating it, I guess is a way to put it, but also keeping the essence of the original design, so much so that you didn't even notice. Mm-hmm. And just kind of tweaking it just enough for Webtoon. And I it's always weird. I like Zatanna when she's on stage in her in her fishnet and her undies, but her walking around in that makes very little sense. So I like that it was kind of just booty shorts, because then now she can walk around in that and it's not an issue, and it doesn't, I mean, obviously it would look weird, but it looks a little bit less weird. And a lot of times now, what they've been doing in Justice League Dark, which I hate, I'm not gonna lie, not hate, but I don't like it. They give her a low ponytail in the back, and put her in this kind of
ponytails.
It's just, it's weird. Once at a time, they give her a whole outfit. It is
Is it a high ponytail or a low ponytail?
If I remember correctly, it is a low ponytail in the back and she has bangs. But they also give her this weirdly, I don't know what to call it. Here, I'm actually just gonna show you. This is kind of what it looks like in Justice League Dark, but even so much so, it's this is a little bit more more of the, can you see it? Let me make sure. Yeah.
I've been seeing her wear that top lately, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I think they
I'm the same.
Was it the Justice League Apocalypse movie as well? Or in the Justice League Dark as well? Yeah, and I'm I don't know how I like that. Without the vest and everything, it looks odd to me.
I want to show you the version from the comic, and of course, I hate this search engine. I don't know why I use this one.
Yahoo has a search engine?
Yeah, and it's not actually supposed to be on here. It's what is it, a not a virus, but kind of like a virus.
put the year of the comic.
Here it is.
Oh, we found it.
See what I mean? It's a weird low ponytail.
That's a braid.
Yeah, well, yeah. I couldn't remember.
But that braid does look freaking weird because it's so thick on the top, and then it gets thinner and thinner and thinner on the bottom. Why do all the girls have the same facial expressions?
Except for her. She looks like your crazy ex-girlfriend.
She looks like Harley without makeup and black lipstick.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this outfit at all. They took the
that looks freaking ugly.
And the bangs, I hate. I'm not a big bangs person. I like a good swoop bang, but when you've done it too thick like that, it looks goofy to me. The way that they did it in this outfit to update it as compared to what they did in the comic is so much better.
I just hate this so much. Even if it was all white, that would have been better. Oh, why'd you add blue?
I know. And like, I get you wanted to incorporate the fishnets, but nobody would wear fishnets on their arm like that unless they were going like to the club. It's weird. It's weird. And like, yeah, you wanted to do the leather pants fine because she
Oh
had
my
the
gosh, the
undies.
girl behind her is also wearing fishnets, but as the torso.
Like, I could understand that a little bit more. It's part of the shirt.
So
But
you're
she had
telling
to.
me that Zatanna, like while she's getting dressed, she's like, okay, hold on, let me put my fishnets on my arms.
And my giant trench coat over it.
Usually
has,
a lot of like goth people wear that kind of stuff.
And I get it, maybe Zatanna's a little goth, but she's not Raven. Like, in her trench coat is now in competition with John's. Like, I think she's winning the competition.
It's louder.
It is huge. And it's huge. And it's, okay, I get trench coats look good and blah, 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 blah. But on a female, that looks, think about just walking in that, let alone fighting crime.
Would you like if it was pink?
I mean, it would be better. I'm not going to lie. It would be better. Like this chick back here, and I don't even know who this is. She looks like she's dressed to, beat some ass. Zatanna, she's going to the club.
Let's go. But she would get kicked out because of dress code. Because her dress code sucks.
Wait, do clubs have dress code now?
They've always had dress codes, from what I remember.
Not from what I remember.
Yeah, I would always hear like jokes about like them saying, "Hey, your outfit is not on theme with the club, so you can't go in." I don't know. I would see movies and TV shows that had that stuff. So, like, are you telling me that's a lie?
Well, to be fair, the clubs that I went to when I was younger were like hole in the wall. They didn't give a shit. You could walk up in a bikini or you could walk up in your nightgown and it would be fine.
I remember my mom going to a club, but not because she wanted to. She ended up getting stalked.
Wait, did she go in her nightgown?
I don't even know what clothes she was wearing. She was like, frick this, I'm out of here. I hate it. And so like some guy was like following her and then she like ran like and walked everywhere and then she finally lost him.
Oh my goodness.
She got crazy stories.
I guess so. But yeah, I think they do a better job of updating the way that she looks. I really like the hair. I like the coloring within it, kind of how she's got that look where either she purposefully did her tips or she dyed her hair like a year ago and it's grown out. Either way, I'm okay with it. I like the way it looks. I like some of the very bright. I know people don't like when I use this term, but I don't care. Like there was a lot of maybe bisexual lighting in it, like bright blues, bright pinks. You know what I mean by that? I know people don't like that term. I'm over it. But I like that bisexual lighting.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember your boy Zach explaining it, and I'm like, okay, so it's just like
pink and
blue and pink and purple, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what it was? I thought they just liked the color, because I like that color too. It looks so nice.
That's my favorite color scheme on females. And like, doesn't have to mean that they're bisexual, though a lot of times it does. But like, it's just a really pretty color scheme for females. It looks so good. And they kind of did that with this, with the blues and the bright colors. I really like the color scheme. I think that what drives me crazy about this a little bit as a comic book fan is how this is going to sound really entitled, so I apologize ahead of time. How do they have a right to be so good, but we can't get a solo Zatanna or a solo Vixen series that is this good?
Explain in more detail.
Okay. We haven't had a solo Zatanna series in a while. We
really?
haven't had...
She's a vixen.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time. It's probably been, oh my God, I want to say 10 years. She's worked in Justice League Dark, but I can't remember. Maybe not quite 10 years, but it's been, I'm even trying to look it up. 2003, it looks like. Oh, there was when, I don't know. It's been a long time. If I can't find it right away, it's usually been a long time.
Longer than 2 years.
Yeah. Like, we can't get a really good story. We did have that weird, like, Magic University one that was super bad. But we can't get that. We haven't had a good solo fiction run since G. Willow Wilson, probably. We don't get these things at the main comic book company. How does it have these are so good and I love them. We should be getting this from the main comics company. We shouldn't have to seek elsewhere. And I get it's like an outreach thing. They want to bring more fans in. I get all that. But you should be trying to strive for these things also in-house also. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get how outsourcing something like this instead of creating a great, like, everybody loves Vixen. I don't think I've really heard anybody say anything bad about it. And even when I was talking to Jeffrey Thorne about Vixen, he was talking about a story that he had actually pitched that they turned down. That sounded like an awesome story. They're turning these things down for characters that I don't know, like, for stories that maybe aren't selling. Aquaman, it's not really selling good. We have all these original, and I get Zatanna's white, whatever, diverse characters, and they're fucking ignoring it for webtoons. It's irritating. That's your cue.
Yes.
It looks like it looks like this time. So Sarah, I'm trying to look who this lady is. Her name's Sarah Deely. Have you ever heard of her before? The writer?
I didn't even check.
Wow.
I was more focused on, okay, I need to read this fast.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I never seen her before either. But
she's a writer, a podcast producer, and an aspiring roller skater living in the west side of the United States.
Yeah, and I'm looking her up. She barely has any credits.
But her writing's so good.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get why they don't take some of these people that are, like, at some point, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen eventually, but to create something at the main comic book company, to create even a YA, like, to bring kids in, because we know, I mean, at least as of right now, she can write a younger version of this character. Last time somebody tried to write a younger version, oh my God, I'm sure you've never heard of, I think it was Magic U.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. It sounds familiar.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was kind of the same story, right? It was Zatanna was, I think it was her 16th birthday instead. She was performing magic with Zatara, and she got sent to this magic I think he died instead, and she got sent to this magic university with a bunch of other people. In theory, that sounds like it could be okay, but in execution, it turned out to be Harry Potter with magic characters.
Yeah, and it was like, I've heard something like this before.
Yeah,
but, like, how long ago was this?
I don't know, because I read it after the fact. Magic U.
Late. Probably.
I know, right? I'm trying to look it up. It wasn't that old. Oh my God, it would help if I knew the name of it. Mystic U. Not Magic
Oh!
You.
That makes a lot more sense, because I remember something similar, and then I'm like, yeah, it was called Mystic Yoo-hoo.
So 2017. I didn't read it until probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So probably 2020. I read it late because I was like, I think this is for kids. And at that point, I didn't read every single title coming out. I know, right? Oh no, 2015. That's why it was New 52. Okay, that makes sense. But it wasn't good, and there's so much good you can do with magic characters. They're so flexible because you can just explain it away. Wait, plot hole? Magic. Like, oh, somebody came and attacked, and she's, OP, and she took care of everybody, and she's a 100-pound girl. Oh, magic. Like, magic characters are so flexible. But at the same time, we had a really good run on Justice League Dark by Ram V, and then even before that by Tinian, which was really great, like solid stuff. But now there's no more. Like they just stopped caring about those characters, and it's fucked up to me.
It is to me too. Like, why?
Did you watch the Justice League Dark movie?
Yes, I didn't like how they killed Swamp Thing.
I know.
I'm like, why would you ever do that? Like, why? Another why. Fair,
I always wondered this. How can Swamp Thing die anyway if there's some sort of the green available? Like the whole world would have to have no green, no vegetative state, no nothing in order for him to actually die.
Because I was gonna say, like, you just put him in with the grass, roll him in the grass or something, and they just do nothing. They didn't even acknowledge his death, and I'm like, bro, that's pretty messed up. Like, he's like, did he turn into dust, or did he just fall and just had his body there? They didn't do a burial.
No, they was just like, okay, so let's keep moving forward. And I hate outs like that because technically, I mean, Swamp Thing's probably one of the most powerful characters out there because he's an avatar for an entire, element, the entirety of the green. So it's kind of a cheap way out to kill him off. And I really like Justice League Dark characters. To me, are almost better than the main Justice League roster because they're more interesting in a way because they're so different. It's their differences that really like make them shine as compared to orphan.
We love orphans, not the real life ones.
Well, it's like Batman, orphan, Superman, his whole planet died, orphan, Wonder Woman made out of sand, orphan. Like she's got a mom, but kind of orphan. Like it's just, yeah, we get it. These characters are almost gods among men, right? But if you look at the Justice League Dark characters like Zatanna, one thing I've always loved is her talking backwards. I think it's so cool. Very hard to read in, and sometimes it takes me just entirely too long.
To read backwards?
Yes.
No.
Wait, you're telling me you don't have a problem with that?
Not in this comic.
I mean, it wasn't too bad yet, but like sometimes it takes me way too long to read it backwards.
But you're
I'm like, it's hard. My brain works differently.
It is super hard. I'm just over exaggerating myself.
But like all the main roster of Justice League Dark in general is more interesting because you have Zatanna, who talks backwards, uses magic. She's her dad was Zatara, the best magician ever, and she is from conception supposed to be better. So she's got that monkey on her back. And then you've got Constantine, who, let's be real, he's
has
just
a weird
awesome.
Name.
Yeah, he's just awesome. Like he talks funny, smokes cigarettes, and curses at people.
We all love that.
How can you argue with that? I'm guessing you're not a Constantine fan?
Did you think that was sarcastic?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I love him as a character. And then you've got people like Deadman. And Deadman is so underutilized. There's some great like Neil Adams Deadman stuff if you ever are interested in the character. But Deadman is
Wonderland.
Wait, what?
There's a that's a manga called Dead Man in Wonderland. I didn't really find it interesting though.
I've never heard of it.
Hi, when did you get home? Oh, hi.
But Deadman, using possession as a way to control things. There is an amazing, and I mean like amazing Deadman story.
Mhm.
And it's super old. And it is actually, I believe it was right after Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's a Christmas story. And it's like about his loneliness. And we actually get to see Kara for one last time when she was killed off. And it's a beautiful story about what it's like to be that lone ghost. And he goes in somebody's body, basically, and realizes what he has at the holidays and what he's stealing from this person. Oh my God. I love Deadman. Are you there?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
heard of his I heard of his origin.
He's great. And he's and again, very different than just superpowered alien or rich guy.
Listen, that superpowered alien is wholesome, okay?
That's true. And I'm not equating it to the basic, common denominator. I'm just being a little bit hyperbolic, but like a lot of these characters, Swamp Thing is so underrated. Like we were just talking about how he essentially can't die. But not only that, the Swamp Thing book right now by Ron V is bringing in the idea that there's other things out there than just the green, right? You've got the green, maybe
you got the yellow.
No, you have the rot, like the dead is its own thing also, that these different elements can be something different. And then you've got, which I don't quite understand, but you've got machinations, which is like the machines all coming together through the dead. It's fucking weird, but it's so good. Justice League Dark. This was just like a whole pitch to DC to bring back Justice League Dark, but come on now. These characters are great. And then you can bring in have you ever read The Witching Hour?
My cousin is reading The Witching Hour, and he has
so
the
good.
Justice League Dark. And I believe like is Ron V still writing it? I don't remember.
No, the book's canceled. I mean, it's done.
Oh, so James Tynan, he only had there was, he did most of it himself, and then he was partnered with Ron V for the writing. And I remember that when it started having both of them as the writer for Justice League Dark, that's when my cousin was like not getting into it anymore. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I don't know, this Ron V guy. It's just, like I love Justice League Dark, and like it just feels different now that he's partnered up with this guy, and I'm like, Ron V is usually a very good writer, and it's like, yeah, probably with his own stuff, but I don't like him writing with James on this Justice League Dark story. It's not as fun anymore. It made me like Wonder Woman.
Maybe
yeah, the Justice League
great in that series.
The Justice League Dark is what made him like Wonder Woman.
Oh, well, that's a good thing at least. Like, I get it. So, I love Ron V. I think he's a great writer. He's one of my favorites. But he's also, you have to like him. Or like, you have to like very slow storytelling. Very decompressed storytelling. Like, you're not going to get an entire story unless you're like 6 issues deep. Like, I get it. That's how some are. But like, he draws things out to the max. And he's very, in the nicest way possible, a lot of his writing is very pretentious. And I can get how that would turn people off. I do. I like, people think it's like terrible to say, but his Wonder Woman, or I mean, his Catwoman run was great. But right now we're getting one from Teenie Howard, and it's much more like female centric. It's much more like girl boss, and it's so much more true to the character. Even though Ron V did a great job with the character, it's just like Ron V has his own style, and Swamp Thing's where he shines. Like the Justice League Dark to me is where he shines. Those darker, gritty characters. Some of his other stuff that he does, like The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, he does really good with like cultural storytelling, with him being Indian as it is. And so he digs into that side of it, or like I think it's Blue and Green. He digs into the cultural aspect of things, and it's so well done. I love Rumvi. He's great.
I know. I need him to get like one of his works. Like he's done Swamp Thing and Sandman.
Swamp Thing. Tinian's doing Sandman.
Sandman. Has Rumvi done Sandman?
No. The last one to do Sandman before that was G. Will Wilson.
I don't know. That just seems like he has the face that he would like write Sandman.
I would be totally up for it, but no, I think I get why your cousin would see a difference. You know what I mean? Like Tinian has a very different style than Ron V, and he also adds a little bit more funny, right? Like where Ron V is so serious, like you better not crack a joke, right? I get why it could kind of be a turnoff, especially if you like the way Tinian did it.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe with Ron V writing the Justice League Dark, it was probably like a less fun to him.
Right. Comic books are supposed to be fun, but he
I don't mind serious comic books as well.
I'm the same way. I'm like I like sometimes some real like introspective shit. He wrote one issue of Swamp Thing that was like a standalone issue. It might have been 7 or 8, right around that area. And it was a lot of people didn't catch on it, or it definitely would have been called woke. But it was the idea of the Nazi mentality, the authoritarian mentality, the far right mentality being manifested into this bomb, right? And Swamp Thing had to get to this bomb because that was poisoning the soil, basically. And people were having very similar ideas. And it was such a great, like, satire on using your platform for good. And it was all done through this amazing story about World War II. Like, it was in there. And it was very serious. But it was so good. And I think he does a really good job with, like, theme and tone and getting the story in there without being preached to. And that's one thing I can appreciate, because a lot of people, if they want to have a real serious theme, aren't very good on the execution side. Whereas Ron was able to take this bomb and plant it into the ground and have these bad ideas not necessarily come from, you know, a natural place. They were coming from this bomb, you know, kind of on the lines of a Tucker Carlson type, right? And it was this brainwashing that's done from this bomb. And it was so good. And nobody noticed it. I'm like, wow, this is so woke. And I love it so much. He has his own style. I can appreciate that, everybody. But sometimes you just need to like go to Webtoon and read something fun. And that's okay too.
Sometimes Webtoon can be kind of hard with the deadlines. Ugh.
With the creators?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to do that.
You would also have to change the format from how you're reading. So that's how you would have to draw.
I still wonder if, well, Common America has a Webtoon, and they also have a comic book. I don't know if they're one and the same. I don't think they are, but like,
I don't remember. Robert had them like he just did the he interviewed them like a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And they explained it, and then I blacked out.
Sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read the webtoon, but I've glanced over it and it looks like Common America. I'm just not like, it's a very anime style, very very anime style, and it's not my favorite thing. It's not bad, just
Wait, have I
it's
shown
subjective.
you? Have I shown you how? Have I shown you how shoujo art looks like
No,
compared to shonen art?
I didn't
No?
know there was a difference.
Yeah, that was one of the videos I wanted to send you, but it's not 30 minutes. It's probably like up to 10.
Hey, score.
I gotta find it
I
and send it to you. But I actually did send you some more webtoons. One of them is from the famous Tapas, so now you can read something from there. Finally, because I wanted to send it to you all in one. Like I didn't want to do. Oh, here's one. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. I'm like, no, I'm going to send you all of them in one. One from Webtoon, which I've been talking about. One I wanted to send to you. One from Tapas, which is the one I'm talking about that I wanted to send to you, and because you told me something about yourself, I got you one from Les Hen, and
Oh,
see
hell
how
yes.
you relate.
I love it. And you know what's weird to me is so there's this weird guilt I have, and it's going to sound crazy when I say it out loud. I realize that ahead of time. I want to read more of a variety. I love the webtoon format because you can, read it real quick, and you've got a couple minutes downtime, it's not a whole damn book. Like, I love the format. I love the different books and different genres. I love indies. I love it all. But I don't have time for it all, right? So
Same.
I've got this weird guilt because I rarely drop much from DC that I want to. There are some books I want to drop. But then I'm like, but it's just webtoon. I don't need to read it. Like, that's I know it sounds crazy. But like, I feel guilty dropping a book, and I'm like, why? I'm the consumer. Like, there should be no reason why I feel guilty. But then I'm like,
Dab.
bless you.
Thanks.
I think
Well, you did it to me, Dab, but
dab. I think it's more along the lines. I don't even think it's from a consumer standpoint. I think it's from a creator standpoint, because if we have a long comic stream or something and I don't know the answer to something, I think that's where that guilt comes from. And I'm like, but I should be able to, if something's not good, I shouldn't feel bad about dropping it. Yeah, that sounds crazy, doesn't it?
All day, every day.
I swear, like, there's books like Urban Legend. I'm just not enjoying. Why am I making myself read something if I'm not enjoying it? It's fucking
Don't read
stupid.
something you're not enjoying.
I'm gonna start the dropping just dropping titles and making time to read for like what I actually enjoy more. Oh my god, that sounds insane. And I know it sounds insane when I say it out loud, but from a creator standpoint, I want to make sure I have all the answers. And I feel like if I don't have all the answers, it's gonna be like people judgmentally, comparing me, and I'm like, I can't do that. That got way too honest. Like, I hate that. Like, I don't know if it's a normal thing for people to feel like self-conscious about, but there's so many people that compare me to other creators when it comes to this space, this
I feel like that's a
space.
given though. Like you're always going to be compared anyway.
Dicks.
My first boss, every time somebody was hired, she would just like immediately compare me to them because like
Rude.
working for her was my first job and everybody else had some sort of experience, even if it wasn't like working in the exact same field.
Right. So that was your boss you have now?
No, my first boss.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wow, you've had that job for a long time.
And for the first one, I've only worked for almost a year, but because of a car accident, that's when I had to like stop because people are very weird when they bring their dogs in, and that injured my back.
Oh, I can imagine.
Even more.
Oh, I can imagine. I bet that was bad. I bet that was hard.
Yeah. They offered me like a receptionist position, and I'm like, I have so much freaking anxiety. I can't even answer the phone correctly. But of course, with the job I have now, I'm forced to do like just forcefully interact with everybody. And so that actually kind of helped me. And so I can answer the phone with confidence now, and I have to teach the newer ones how to answer with confidence.
I mean, or you could just be a dick. Might not have a job for long, but
I'm one of the managers.
I know. I'm kidding. Yeah, I so you went from being so shy you didn't want to answer the phone. Now you're in charge of people. So that did really help.
Yay, people.
Yay, evolution of Bianca's psyche on full display at Nerdette's Newsstand. Goodness gracious. Okay, so is there anything we didn't mention about the webtoon that I'm missing here?
I think this it doesn't say Jack the Ripper. I believe it just says the Ripper. And I'm not sure how he looked like in real life, but they seem to really like the whole hooded thing.
Yeah.
And like, is he gonna have a face reveal? Is he gonna just like take it off and be like, "Hello, governor"?
Oh, I just realized. Hello, what the? I just realized this is a mix between Gotham by Gaslight and Mystic You.
Oh,
That's exactly what this is, but it also is new to Zatanna. So I forgot about, because in Gotham by Gaslight you had Jack the Ripper, but it was Joker. Spoilers for 20 years ago. Gotham by Gaslight was so good though.
I think. Oh, that's right. The one of the else when I was like getting into the whole thing, the Elseworld comics is like, I bought a lot of those when I was first starting. One of them is, I believe one of them is called Two-Faced or Two-Face, something like that, but it has nothing to do with Two-Face. It has one face of Batman and the other face of the Joker, but they're kind of like reversed, like a yin and yang kind of thing or something like that. Or not yin and yang, it's that card that you see on like playing cards and stuff, but I don't know what it's called, so whatever. So in this one, it was also the same formula where there's Jack the Ripper going around killing women, mostly prostitute women. And Catwoman is there as the bodyguard and the trainer for the prostitute house. I actually liked her in this one.
Hey, I love it.
And I liked her outfit too. It was really cool. And whenever was like when one was gonna go with a guy, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, remember, keep safe." And she's like, "Don't worry, I remember what you taught me. If he tries anything, I'm gonna do it." And I'm like, "Yeah, you go." But of course, she ended up dying.
Oh no!
Because that was the Jack the Ripper. And it turns out that it was the Joker killing everybody, and then Batman's like, I gotta catch this guy, right? So he makes like a concoction. I guess I forgot what it was for. I think it was to make him stronger or something like that. But in the ending, Catwoman does get injured, like has to be put in a wheelchair. And so it turns out that Batman was Joker. The concoction he was taking was turning him into Joker and killing everybody. Killing all the women.
Wait, I want to read that story now.
It's super interesting because it got me. Like, I would have never, like, obviously the concoction should have been like a red flag for me, but I didn't get it until the ending. Because like there's stuff that are happening that he sees. Like, there's a flare gun. A Catwoman has a flare gun for when she needed help, and she meets the Joker. And that's where she gets like injured and has to be put in a wheelchair. She signals the flare gun, and Batman sees it from like, he was like very far away, and then he goes to Catwoman, boom, she's injured. And I'm like, wait, so how did this happen? Like, was he Joker first? And then he went to Batman and went far away and then saw the flare gun because it was supposed to be like a Jekyll Hyde thing.
Right.
So it's like, oh my gosh, it was so interesting. Such a mystery. It got me.
That's awesome. What's your favorite Elseworld story? The only right answer here is Injustice, but I'll let you try.
I didn't even read Injustice.
Oh my god. What's wrong with you?
Everything. That's very hard. I'm gonna say the one I said, the Two-Face one.
That is.
I personally didn't read all of them yet. I did get the one from, I don't remember if I got it early this year or like late last year, where Batman is blonde and he joins the Crusades.
Oh, the Viking thing?
No.
No, okay, I know there's a Viking one too.
No, I said he joins the Crusades. That's not the Vikings.
See, this is my brain.
Christian Crusades. Christian.
Oh, okay.
Crusades.
See, I'm not smart.
Crusaders. I should have said Crusaders. He joins the Crusaders.
Is that the Bruce one throughout the ages one? I know there's one like that too, where he goes through all different time periods.
I could walk. I could walk over there and just like get it, but do I want to?
Return of the
No. I think it rather starts with a K or a T.
There's one called just Batman Crusade. There's so many. Like, I love Batman, and I haven't heard of all of these. It's so weird. Are you reading? We talked about it on stream the other day. What is it? Good Christian Crusade.
Okay, I was wrong. It has a T in it. It's called Holy Terror.
What?
Batman Holy Terror, where he joins the Crusaders.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, that's Alan Burnett. I thought you were talking about Holy Terror for a second by Frank Miller.
Oh no, is this by Alan Burnett?
Yeah.
Or more like he doesn't really join the Crusades per se, but you know, the holy part, and you know,
that's kind of cool.
The costume's a little bit different.
It looks like, I've got it up on my phone. It looks really cool. I forgot about. See, I love old Elseworld stories for like this, but I never think to include them in Elseworld. Like, there's so many good ones. We need to do an episode just on Elseworlds.
Woo! I'll take all of mine out, and then I'll read or reread every single one. His symbol, like the bat symbol, almost looks like Spider-Man. Looks like a spider, but like triangle format.
You know how we were talking the other day about there's no good, like, real good vampire stories?
Yes.
Have you been, I know it's new, it's coming out as we speak, but have you checked out by chance DC vs. Vampires?
I'm still getting it. Unless it's finished.
I absolutely, like, I forgot all about that book when we were talking. I don't think I mentioned it, but it is, like, it's Elseworld, obviously, but it is so fucking good. Like, I just read some of the issues. I don't know if they're out yet. And then I read, I think it was Killers, something along that lines. It's a Harley and Catwoman story. And, like, the whole time Harley's trying to figure out basically how to get this blood that could save everybody and cure people over out of Gotham, and come to find out, like, Catwoman is the, spoilers. Catwoman is actually already turned, and she's been parading as a normal person. Oh my god, I love this story. Catwoman's a villain again. It's amazing.
Oh, I also have an Elseworld story, but it's Convergence, I believe.
Oh yeah.
It might have been Convergence. It's where Batman is the villain, but Catwoman is the hero.
Ooh, I love those kind of things.
Apparently, there's another one that exists also, but I have the more recent one, I guess. Catwoman webtoon.
Wait, what? Is that a thing?
No, I would read it though.
Oh my god, you would? Now we need to get this to happen. If you would read it, as big of a fan as you are of Catwoman, they need to create it. That would be awesome. I wonder if they're going to expand more, because these ones have been, like, Wayne Family Adventures is super successful.
Are you caught up with the reveal of Bernard in the Wayne Family Adventures?
I am not. I'm getting closer.
What was the last one you read? Do you remember what it was like?
No, I don't.
Okay, so did you read the sidekicks, the Robins and the blah blah blah? They had a contest, and the contest was to, like, whoever's the loser gets to wear Dick Grayson's disco disco outfit from back in the day.
It looks like I got through the better and brighter stuff. So I'm like 10 issues behind. Ish.
Oh, okay. Did you get to that part where Catwoman and Batman were flirting on the roof?
Yes.
That was the funniest thing ever. And I was cringing at first. I'm like, oh no. And then everybody listened to the conversation and I'm like, oh no. This is hilarious. I love it now.
I can't believe that this got 1.1 million subscribers for just this story, and in 47 issues in, and 50 million views. That's really, really good. It is very much so like slice of life, but I love it.
Slice of life.
I like slice of life too. And obviously people are responding positively to it if it's getting that much, like, even the newest episode has like almost 50,000 hearts. That's a lot of eyes on your product.
You better be commenting, Tristan, just saying you like the comic.
I should. I need help with the algorithm, especially when it comes to Batman.
With Batman, Zatanna, Vixen. Oh, I like that the artist was like, oh my gosh, Bakuman is her Bible. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, Bakuman.
What the hell is a Bakuman?
It's about a manga about a boy who wants to do manga.
Oh, that's cool.
It's mostly that. It's more how it does talk about how the manga industry is and how hard it is, that kind of thing. I saw an anime that was like kind of similar, except it was a dad, and he was hiding the profession from his daughter.
Why would you hide it?
Because you can be considered a weirdo, bro. Because you don't make that much money off of it,
right?
And so you can get criticized in Japan by them saying that's not a real career.
That's terrible.
Like, you can get weird looks. You're like, do you hear? That guy's a manga creator. Ugh. Like that stuff still happens. But it might be mostly from, like, the older people, the older generation. So the reason he, like, hides it is because not only because of that, but he's afraid that his daughter might get bullied for it because he is a manga creator. And also that he did some stuff back in the day, like they would say, hey, we did stuff like this back in the day and it was normal back then, nothing was weird. And he was like, you know how they would have a picture of the author on the book? Yeah, so, like, he did something similar, but he was nude.
Oh my god.
And he's like, what do people remember me from this time? But the thing is, like, even though his thing is kind of, like, popular-ish, he's still not well known, so nobody knows who he is.
Oh my god, yes. Be careful of your nudes, everyone, because your kids might be ashamed later on in life.
And then, later, like, at the very ending, you see her drawing, like, shoujo style manga panels, art and all that stuff. And she's like, and her friend's like, oh my gosh, your dad does manga. Are you ever gonna tell him? She's like, no, that's the most embarrassing thing you could ever do. And it's like, it's showing that it can pass on, even though you can be in the same profession. I do remember him saying a few times that he wouldn't want her to be in this kind of position professionally, just because it can be seen as like embarrassing.
Right. Oh my goodness. All right, we are going to wrap up. But make sure you guys check out Bianca's channel. Is there anything else I missed that you wanted to add before we go?
Let us know in the comments what you think about her design.
Yes, I'm curious. Which is your favorite? This old school Zatanna or Justice League Dark Zatanna? And if it's Justice League Dark Zatanna, you're weird. Just saying.
And you're banned for life.
Banned for life. Forever. Or not at all. Either way. All right, guys. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.